Well, well, well. How the tables have turned on Israel Adesanya. Izzy Adesanya went on Demetrious Johnson's podcast, MIGHTYcast, this week, and he had this to say about his rivalry with Alex Pereira.
So now I beat him once. How ironic. I beat him once. But then watch this. If I fight him again, I knock him out. What's that? What are they going to say?
Oh, you already did that.
Oh, it's 3-2.
Yeah.
No, best out of 7. I'm like, bro, I'm 34, man. Yeah. I've only got certain more fights left. Why am I going to fight the same guy how many times?
Translation, my career's almost over and I can't afford to lose again. My ego can't be bruised again. And I'm trying to become champ again because the UFC gives me unlimited title shots coming off of losses. The irony in this right here is this interview that he did talking about Alex Pereira 4 years ago when he was on the come up in the UFC and while Alex Pereira was still in kickboxing.
At the end of the day, no one knows who the he is. And he's going to be that guy when I'm world champion, when I'm a legend. He's going to be at some pub talking some shit about, I beat that guy one time, trying to get a dick.
How about that? And he's sitting at a bar with Mighty Mouse, which is just an awesome, like, how great is this sport, guys? You molest your dog, you talk shit about the fan favorite Pereira, and it just comes right back around and gets you. God, I love this sport. Now, Israel Adesanya is probably the most delusional fighter on the roster right now, besides Sean Strickland thinking he deserves an immediate rematch with DDP with 0 title defenses. Listen, guys, Israel Adesanya has the craziest main character syndrome that you will ever see in the UFC. Not even Conor thinks about himself in this way. This guy, Israel Adesanya, is the perennial victim. When he's on top, when he's winning fights, he's the man. And he earned all of his success. But when he loses, time and time again to the same guy, he has excuses for it. He has excuses for why he won't fight him again. And when his own fans, his very own region in Australia, picks Sean Strickland as their fan favorite, they crown him as the people's champ during the UFC 293 fight week. It is not because he molested his dog and got exposed for it the week of the fight, the week before the fight. It's because Australia is racist.
That was his moment.
Were you shocked at the reception for him in Australia?
Nah, they're racist. Yeah.
That's what you felt it was?
They're racist. Not because you're a creep. Not because you have become salty, egotistical, cringe. None of that. It's because they're racist. Now tell me, where was that racism during this moment right here? And I got to turn the sound off. I don't want to get flagged by the UFC, but it is on their YouTube, so fair use, you know what I'm saying? But where was that racism in this moment when Izzy became world champ? Look at that crowd. There was 80,000 people on their feet. This was in Marvel Stadium. This fight with Robert Whittaker had 80,000 people there. And they're on their feet. He is the black Chinese New Zealander that just knocked out the Australian champ in his home country, and they're on their feet for him. If you guys can go ahead and watch this yourself. It is one of the loudest pops to a knockout that you'll ever hear. It's insane. Those 80,000 people were cheering for the black Chinese New Zealander, black Chinese Nigerian New Zealander, after he knocked out their hometown guy because they're racist. Somebody make this make sense to me. You know what? This is, Izzy Adesanya is fucking cringe. He's having a hard time coping with the fact that Alex Pereira stole all the thunder that Izzy took 4 years in the UFC to build Alex Pereira has stolen that thunder and more in the 2.5 years that he's been in the UFC. And he got the UFC 300 main event slot. Izzy wanted that against DDP. Izzy was going to take a bunch of time off, over a year. Started training camp for that fight. And who got the main event? Israel Adesanya? No. Alex Pereira did. It's just funny to me. The tables turn so quickly in this sport. But it's just so satisfying to see them turn on a hypocritical, cringy, dog molesting, race baiting douchebag like Israel Adesanya. So there's my thoughts, guys. Let me know what you think about the ego collapse of Israel Adesanya that we've seen since he lost to Sean Strickland. Let me know your thoughts down below. If you like this video and you want more content just like this, click that subscribe button down below. If you want more content from me, go check out my weekly comedy podcast, the Hissyfit podcast, and go check out my personal channel, Wyatt's World. Go watch this suggested video, and I'll see you next time.